Hey guys, Peter Franson here from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions. I'm going to touch on a delicate topic here, not as the main focus, but in kind of the course of sharing what I'm going to share. So I hope you'll forgive me as I read more noticeably than usual instead of doing this off the cuff. This isn't me trying to spin anything and give you my version of PR talk. I just know that words are important, and I tried to choose mine with extra care on this one for reasons I think you'll understand. For 7 consecutive years, I have led a Christian Geek Central team in the annual Extra Life Game Day fundraising event, which raises money for local Children's Miracle Network hospitals, providing financial aid to families with children in need of medical care. It has been a great opportunity for me and others in the CGC community to grow in thinking about and serving the needs of others. I think Extra Life has done great work as an organization and will likely continue to do great work in the future. But recently, after learning more about how Extra Life works and where raised funds are put to use, I think this year is a good time for us to kind of level up our fundraising effectiveness by making a change in the organization we do fundraising through each year. In the promotional materials expressing the intent of Extra Life, the emphasis has always been on providing medical care for children in urgent need and often life-threatening circumstances. Funds raised through Extra Life are given to the local Children's Miracle Network hospital of the individual fundraiser's choice. That hospital then makes all the decisions about how that money will be used, which may include less urgent medical concerns than the Extra Life organization typically references in its promotional materials. Now, I don't think Extra Life is being deceitful as an organization, and I assume that at least the majority of funds raised, perhaps the vast majority, are used to help only the most urgent medical needs of children and their families. However, I recently learned that funds raised through Extra Life are not necessarily used exclusively for the most urgent or life-threatening circumstances. This came to my attention when an email from Extra Life promoted their support of Children's Miracle Network hospitals that include gender and sexuality development programs, like that of Cincinnati Children's Hospital, which treats patients ages 5 through 24 and includes puberty blocking and gender-affirming treatments to aid in a patient's transition from living as one gender to another. Now, I recognize there are different views among Christians regarding biblical teaching on sexual issues, and regardless of your view, all Christians are invited to be a part of our fundraising each year. But I think I can say with confidence that a very significant number of our participants and donors will have concerns should they learn about how some of these funds are potentially spent. Now, there are some workarounds I could have chosen to explore so that we could continue fundraising with Extra Life, but even starting down that path, I realized it would add significantly more work to an individual's fundraising efforts. And some donors who independently learn about these facets of Extra Life may just quietly choose not to donate, rather than bring up a challenging topic with those who are fundraising. Now, are these things worth working through despite being challenging? Are these topics worth talking about even though they are hard to talk about much of the time? Absolutely. In my content creation, I have repeatedly tried to encourage all of us to enter in to those conversations about hard topics with grace, sensitivity, and compassion for those we disagree with. But our primary focus with this event each year has been to provide a mostly easy and fun way for geeks to take entry-level steps as they grow in thinking outside of themselves, while meeting the most urgent needs of families. I want to minimize as many hurdles as possible for those who might be on the fence about participating as team members or donors. And so I'm making the choice to change Christian Geek Central's fundraising this year to serve another organization, and we'll be rebranding the annual event starting this year with the name GameSave 21. Now, I'll talk more about what that name means and share a renewed and refocused vision for why we're doing it, but giving it a unique branding will allow us the flexibility to change the charity we fundraise for from year to year if we want to, while keeping other elements consistent and predictable. A defining part of the event for me and other team members who choose will still involve doing that crazy 24-hour marathon of video gaming, and I'll be streaming that again for you guys this year. And more than ever, it will maximize what has been our already growing potential to help children and families dealing with life-threatening medical concerns. I think our fundraising will still take place at around the same time of year, in maybe the last half of October or the first half of November. While I haven't solidified plans yet, I'm anticipating that in 2021, our Game Save event will raise funds for St. Jude's Hospital, which provides funding for families, both local and distant, to travel to and receive cancer treatment from St. Jude's Hospital at no charge. St. Jude's also carries out cutting-edge research that has greatly increased survivability rates of children with cancer all over the world. They have a laser focus on illness that means life or death. And by raising funds for them, I think we can be a part of saving lives more than ever before. I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to keep doing what we've been doing, more of it, but even more effectively and in a way that we can even increasingly make our own. In fact, I'm hoping to have a logo made for our Game Save event, so if you'd be interested in helping with that, please let me know. I have no art skills whatsoever. And if you have any other thoughts or questions, please don't hesitate to say something to me in the comments where you hear or see this, or send me an email, paeter@spiritblade.com. However you want to get in touch is probably just fine. I would love to hear any thoughts you have to share on this. In the meantime, though, stay tuned. I will begin talking more about Game Save 21 as we get closer to it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.